Hey y'all. So today we are going to be looking at a sentence from page 23 of Farewell to Manzanar. The sentence reads, he put his hands on his hips and gave Keo a sternly comic look, squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. So before we begin dissecting this sentence or breaking it apart, go ahead and jot down what you think this sentence means. One more time, it reads, he put his hands on his hips and gave Keo a sternly comic look, squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. And as always, if you need more time to answer, press pause on the video. So we are going to look at the first chunk, which is squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. So what do you notice about the language structure of this particular chunk? You are correct. There is a participle phrase in this sentence. And then it says, can you figure out who or what the participle phrase is describing? Now, keep in mind, participle phrases begin with an ing participle, right? These phrases function as adjectives because they modify the noun. In other words, they describe the noun. So he, which in this sentence refers to Woody, because it says he was asserting his authority, right? So why do you think the authors provide this description of Woody? Well, it's saying that Woody is doing the same thing that Papa would do. So, in other words, they want to provide a specific comparison between Woody and Papa. And then how do you know that this is a comparison? Well, the chunk says the way Papa would. It says the way Papa would. And that tells us that this is a comparison. It says squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. So Woody and Papa have this in common. So if we take a look at the sentence again and we look at this participle phrase, squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would, um, if we move to the front of the sentence. So the sentence reads, he put his hand on his hips and gave Keo a sternly comic look, squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. If we move that to the front, so it says, squinting at him through one eye the way Papa would, he put his hands on his hips and gave Keo a sternly comic look. If we were to move that to the front of the sentence, I mean, it mostly makes sense, but because it's describing Woody, it becomes slightly harder to understand. because within the phrase him refers to Keo. So the participle phrase is at the beginning. We don't yet know that him refers to Keo. So if it is at the beginning, we don't yet know that him refers to Keo. Sorry, y'all. So, how does this sentence use the methods of description and comparison to help make connections between individuals in Farewell to Manzanar? All right, and your answer may not be the same as mine, but keep in mind that the author describes how Woody kind of puts his hands on his hips and the way he looks at Keo with the purpose of comparing Woody's and Papa's conservativeness and I'm sorry, assertiveness and their authority, right? So, with that being said, how can we use description and comparison in our speaking and writing? One more time, take a couple seconds just to jot down how can we use description and comparison in our speaking and writing? Now, put the sentence back together and look at your response from earlier and what you originally thought the sentence meant. Think about what we discussed and the concepts of a description and comparison, and try to figure out now what you think the meaning of the sentence is. Now, you might have the exact same meaning, but your meaning may have changed. So, one more time, the sentence says, he put his hands on his hips and gave Keo a sternly comic look, squinting at him through one eye, the way Papa would when he was asserting his authority. So, what do you think the meaning of this sentence is now that we have discussed it in a little bit more detail? And as always, if you need more time, pause the video so that you can finish filling that out. And so the last part is, guys, let's talk about the practice. We have two sentence frames, right? Jan loves her family. We're going to add a participle and a preposition. Them the way mama would when she was. And then we're going to add a verb and an object, right? So use this frame to talk about Jan and mama in your own words. For example, Jan loves her family, caring for them the way mama would when she was making sure everyone was comfortable at camp. So take that example and try to create your own. One more time, the example, Jan loves her family, caring for them the way mama would when she was making sure everyone was comfortable at camp. And once you are done, turn this in however your teacher best sees fit. And if you have any questions, please make sure that you ask your teacher so that you can get as much help as possible in understanding the lesson for today. Have a wonderful day, guys.